Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Group Hug. Last week, Roel, the spinner landed on him, so he got to choose the movie for this week. And we watched Old Boy. So tune in for that. Stick around. If you don't want spoilers, go watch the movie and come back and hear our discussion. Which one did we watch, Roel?
We watched the 2003 original version, the original Korean version directed by Park Chan-wook.
Not the, 2011?
Not the 2013 one from Spike Lee. No one likes that version.
Alright, so welcome to Group Hug. Alright, so before we get started on today's episode, we have 2 new people to introduce. We'll start with the man who's on camera, Nick. Woo! Hi, Nick! Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? How are you into film? Like, why do you like film? And what aspect of filmmaking are you a part of?
I'm Nicholas. I'm a cinematographer and content creator by trade. I am into film because that's a big question.
You can answer it the best way you think.
Yeah, I guess it's just my favorite art form. I can enjoy it in a bunch of different ways, so I get a lot out of every movie I watch.
Heck yeah. Is that your spiel?
That's my spiel.
Alrighty, and now we have a producer joining us, producer Emily. Say hi, Emily.
Hello.
Do you want to come on camera?
No, it's okay.
Do you want us to bring a mic to you?
No, it's okay.
Do you want to introduce yourself at all?
No, it's okay.
Producer Emily, everybody.
I want to be a mystery.
Heck yeah, we love mysteries.
She's the most mysterious person we know.
Yeah, for real. But she'll be helping us out, so thank you so much. And on the first episode, I explained that we might mix and match. People will be here, people won't be here. Nick's schedule is usually very crazy with what he does, cinematography-wise. So sometimes he'll pop in, sometimes he won't. If he does get the spinner landed on him today, he will be picking our 3rd film, even if he's not here that week to do the episode. And that's all right. How's everybody's week going?
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. We're actually about to start shooting our feature film tomorrow.
Yeah, we should bring that up. We spoke a little bit about the title last episode, Payphone Man.
With no context.
With no context at all. Mason, do you want to add a little context to it, since Mason over here is going to be the director and wrote the project?
Sure. Yes, I originally wrote, its full name is The Payphone Man Chronicles. And I originally wrote it as a play while I was bored in my Spanish class. I sat down, opened a document, and just started writing with no planning, nothing in mind, and this story just kind of unfolded before me.
How long did it take?
The first draft took me about a week. I remember, I think it was honestly about 5 days when the first draft was finished. And from there, I just kept revisiting it, adding, subtracting, finding out what I really wanted it to be about. And from there, I got the chance, thankfully, to direct it as a play last fall for one of my theater classes, and it was really successful. Me and Luke teamed up together and made it our final project for the semester, and I think it went really well. And at that moment, when we performed it or showed it, Roel got to watch it, and he told us that he think it would make a good movie, so we decided to once again revisit the script and kind of format it from what was once a play into a more cinematic experience, a more cinematic story. And it was a lot of fun. A quick synopsis is it's about a man in his 20s who has settled down into this job and has been offered a huge promotion that'll take him overseas. But the same day he's meant to decide on this promotion, his best friend of 7 years goes missing and just sends him kind of on a long journey across town in one night to try and track her down.
So be on the lookout for updates for that. We're looking to get an Indiegogo page started and just more eyes on the project in general. So we're excited about that.
And the project stars you.
And the project does star me as Oliver, the man in his 20s. Heck yeah, I'm finding my best friend Poppy over the course of like 12, 14 hours.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're very excited, and everybody in this room has hands on it. So, very exciting. That's where we will leave that for now. But again, updates will come further in time. So yeah, going back to everybody's week, let's just chit-chat before we get into Old Boy. Or do we want to jump right in?
I kind of want to jump.
You don't want to jump right in? Before we all discourse, Roel, why did you choose Old Boy? Is it your favorite film? What aspects of it do you like the most?
Okay, so me and Scott have actually like seen this film before. I'm a big fan of like thrillers and also specifically revenge films. I think revenge films is one of my favorite like genres of like fiction like ever. And I think Old Boy is one of the best, if not the best revenge film I've ever seen personally. And I just like its weird, unique style and the way it does things. I love that stupid big like hallway fight where he smashes a bunch of people with a hammer.
That's the
Gets
most famous
stabbed in the
scene,
back.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the most like famous scene.
That is the one that I saw floating around the internet.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That and his smile.
Yeah, it's great. And then just a twist when I first saw it, I thought was like insane. And then seeing it a second time, you kind of see how they set it up from the very beginning. I would actually like since me and Scott have like seen it before, I would actually like to hear y'all's initial thoughts. What did y'all think of the film?
Should I, before we get any further, should I go ahead and read the synopsis?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, before you go, Mason, are we worried about
Spoilers?
peeking at all? Or
Now let's peek. Let's peek. It's okay.
I can see it's peeking a little bit.
And blinking is muted, right?
Blinking is muted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine's constant.
I was like, I don't think they could hear us.
Okay. Are you ready?
Are we peeking?
Y'all can actually. I don't think y'all need to like
Okay.
speak directly into it. Like honestly, if it's like right there, you should be fine.
I haven't peaked since high school.
You know what?
That's
Is this good right here?
perfect, honestly.
All
I'll
right.
read mine there then.
Okay.
Okay, here's the synopsis. Daesu is an obnoxious drunk bailed from the police station yet again by a friend. However, he's abducted from the street and wakes up in a cell where he remains for the next 15 years, drugged unconscious when human contact is unavoidable. Otherwise, with only the television as company. And then, he's suddenly released and is invited to track down his jailer with a denouement that is simply stunning.
That is much longer than Cha Cha Real Smooth's.
There's so many commas.
My initial thought on it was it came from a Japanese manga. It's a Korean film. It feels very much like an anime brought to live action.
Yeah.
Just because of that revenge story, and then the twist, and then how the villain is just such a villain.
Mhm.
And Mason said this the other day after we watched it, and I'll let you take it away with your thoughts on that. But the one thing you told me was the punishment did not fit the crime for what happened to the lead protagonist.
Daesu. The one thing, I don't really watch a lot of anime. Never picked up a manga book before in my life. But to me it felt more like Greek theater or like Greek tales. Because that's really big with revenge, and not even just Greek, but also like Shakespeare in a way. Specifically, like it was very, of course, obviously, it was very Oedipal. Like just switching out the mom for the dad, and then you've got the tongue, which I think was, I'm gonna go out on a limb, not go on a limb. I'm gonna say that was a little on the nose.
Yeah.
That was them kind of driving the Oedipal stake into the heart there. And I feel like they were like, if we don't do the eyes, the tongue won't be too on the nose. And I'm like, that's still a little on the nose. Just because that was a little uncalled for, I feel like at that point. He was already got it. Like, he already knew what was going on. But I did...
Then again, that was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
In a sense. Like, it was very much inspiration from Oedipus.
But I loved the journey, kind of. I think the pacing I thought was pretty fine. And I do agree that ending scene was kind of just, like, crazy, really, like... It was just a good way to kind of wrap everything up with the stakes going, like, so high because they just kept building. I thought that was a good explosion at the end.
Mm-hmm. Nick, what do you think?
My initial reaction was I was honestly kind of like turned off by what was the female?
Mido.
What was it?
Mido.
Mito. I was turned off by like how she was like reacting to what was happening to Mito. I was like why is she like going along with this? Why is like she's so obsessed with this guy? And I'm glad like I felt that because that kind of led to the twist, and then that's when it all kind of fell into place for me. So that was like really interesting that I was kind of processing along with her and kind of trying to figure out what her motives were. And then it made the conclusion even more satisfying. And I was like, oh, that's why. That's why it was like that.
Yeah. As a revenge film, it's sort of, and I'm sure like other pieces of media have done this too, but like it's a revenge story in where our main character doesn't even get his satisfying revenge. You realize that it wasn't him getting revenge on who did this to him. It was
the antagonist.
It was the antagonist getting revenge on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get that reveal, the whole movie kind of like flips.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know the antagonist ends his own life at the very end.
Yeah.
He does not give him the.
He gets him everything I think I'm still conflicted of whether that like. I think him killing himself in the elevator was more of like him realizing he got everything he wanted.
Yeah, like he
Right.
has no reason to live
Yeah.
anymore. Like that was for 15 years.
And that specific scene where he relives the moment where his sister dies, he just realizes I can't bring her back. You know, I can't live. Like he just pulls his brains out.
Yeah.
You know? And I love how like it's so easy to see that one scene, the fight scene in the hallway, and think, oh, this is just thanks for that. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just an action film, you know, revenge action film. But there are so many times in the movie where it kind of feels like they deny the violence. They don't even show it. The protagonist begs, "Hey, fight me," but like he's like, "No, let's just talk it out," or like, and he's just like walk away. It's really interesting. It's really
Yeah,
crazy.
I feel like a lot of people like they'll see like that that hallway fight scene, and then they'll think, "Oh, this looks like a really cool like action movie." But it's very much like a drama first.
Tragedy,
Like
definitely a tragedy.
Yeah, it's cool.
I keep thinking about that theme, that one song. How's it go? Like they replay it a lot, you know, and it sounds like a very like happy, like song. But knowing the context of whenever it plays, it's more of like the theme of tragedy,
Mhm.
you know, and especially when it plays at the very end, it was like, oh, this is kind of a good ending, right? Like like, if this works out the way we hoped, but that theme plays, and knowing that going in a little bit more, I'm like, is that good? You know, is that like what is the best? You know, like it's like ominous in a way.
I enjoy how they bring back that quote. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's "Laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and no one weeps with you. You weep alone.
Weep
but
alone.
You weep alone."
They removed that in the Spike Lee version. It's a dumb poster as a joke. It's like,
Well,
how
since
can we
y'all are
help
bringing
you?
up the Spike Lee version, talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so it actually was in like pre-production hell for quite a while before it landed on Spike Lee coming to direct, and
Let me pause real quick. I'm gonna grab my phone so we can keep time. I'm just waiting
Okay.
for it to charge a little bit.
Okay.
Hold your thought. We're 15 minutes in.
We're keeping this in, by the way.
We're
We're not cutting this out.
This is the quiet hour.
I will say, does Josh Brolin wear a black suit with a black shirt?
yeah, he
And
does.
then, okay, I saw an image of it today on Instagram or
And
Facebook.
And like, here's the thing about that movie. Like, on its own, it's like okay. Like, that's the version that my parents saw, and they were like, "Dude, this movie was crazy." Like the lot. I'm like, "Oh my god, man, don't tell me I could have shown y'all the original." You know, it's an okay like action thriller in terms of being just an American movie, but when you look at the 2003 version and like even the manga, like that movie just misses what made the original so good. You know?
It does
You
not
say
understand
it-
much.
You'd say it elevates it.
What happened to him?
He showed up last night.
I need your help, Chuck.
I haven't seen the guy in like 20 years.
Who are you?
If you are trying to find your daughter and clear your name, I could help you.
If anything, it takes the surrealism from this film, which I really, really love, and makes it like absurd. So it's more comedic and dumb, you know, like it just comes off as like a comedy in weird ways and like campy, which is not at all what suits this like story and what this is.
And like one of the things that I think the 2003 version does better is how, like, for quite a while in the film, like the thought of his daughter is like not even in your mind, because very, very, very early in the story she's like written out. You know, there's like a passing line on the TV when he's in prison, saying, "Oh, and she got like adopted to a family like overseas," right? Just like very throwaway line. In the 2013 Spike Lee version, he's watching an entire like broadcast on the television, like smiling and like laughing, because it shows her as a kid like playing the violin
for like 2 minutes.
For like 2 minutes, and he's like so happy for her. And he's like writing her like letters and stuff, and I'm like, dude, you're making it way more obvious what's gonna happen.
And it played heroic music when he's training or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, cuts to the original version. He sees that he barely even like comprehends it, and he starts seeing like ants crawl over his body. He has a mental breakdown, and it hard cuts to him after a suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, like, it's like he said, like the 2003 Dae-soo, he's like not even realizing he's setting up his own tragedy, you know, and that's what I think. One thing on like the second watch that I really didn't appreciate, but until my second watch, was music. How the music just has this very unique feel of like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like every track has like this underlying like somber tone to it almost. Like even in like the action-y parts where it's super like orchestral. Sorry, I got off track there a little bit. But going back to the Spike Lee version, they also did their own version of like the hallway fight scene.
Oh yeah,
dude. And one thing with me in action is I love action sequences where the main character is also getting his like ass kicked. You know, I think that really adds a lot to like really intense like action sequences. Josh Brolin in the 2013
mops the floor.
Like he mops the floor.
He's Thanos.
And he's like this unstoppable force as he's just mowing through these guys, and I'm like, you missed the point, man.
Like in the OG version, he gets stabbed in the back with a knife.
And he's like, he like defeats all those guys, but
he's like tired. Midway through, they all like he's like squatting for breath and like.
Well, that's what people love about like the Daredevil series.
Exactly.
It's like you do get exhausted. It's a tiring thing.
That Daredevil, like looking back, actually took a lot from Old Boy.
I bet that, especially that hallway fight scene.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of the antagonist's character and everything he does? Like his whole like in general.
I think he went a little overboard. Because the whole thing is quote unquote based on a rumor that it's Hu Yang?
No, Hu Yang is the droid in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
Li Wu Jin is the antagonist.
No, but the protagonist.
Oh, Dae-soo.
That's the protagonist.
Yeah.
He spreads a rumor when they're in school together right before he leaves to Seoul, and it's not really like a rumor spreading, it's just the truth that he saw. And I don't know if I want to say it.
Go ahead.
Emily, do you want spoilers?
That's okay.
I don't think you should watch it. I'll also do it like kid friendly, so if we do end up getting monetized from this somehow, we won't get demonetized. I'll explain it.
It's a special hug.
So basically the main antagonist likes his sister. And they do things that you would only see in Alabama, but the protagonist ends up watching, and then he's like, what the heck? So he tells like his buddy, like, yeah, I saw this right before leaving, and then that just like falls and falls and falls to where this rumor, quote unquote, because it's literally what he saw, eventually the antagonist is like, your rumor put a baby in her stomach. No, you did, guy. But the sister ended up bye-buying forever herself. And so now the antagonist has this huge vendetta against the protagonist. And I think that was the best it's going to get explained.
Do you want to?
But of course, it's super well executed.
Yeah.
It's a really dramatic scene where it reveals what exactly happened.
Yeah, that
And-
scene was crazy.
Yeah.
But
and like it gets explained like in that final confrontation.
Yeah.
Like Dae-soo is literally in this guy's penthouse talking to him, and the antagonist is super nonchalant, just like
he's changing.
yeah, he's like changing clothes, taking a shower, he's like so ready to finally like
Yeah.
you know like he's like smiling almost
Yeah.
like fully ready to
He's
reveal
a complete bastard.
to reveal what he did, what the
Also,
story's really about.
Roger Ebert says about the violence in the film, but I also have to agree with him when it comes to like these special nasty scenes, the nasties, or the rub nasties, where everything kind of felt like it had actual purpose, you know,
Yeah.
the fight scenes. And like, people always talk about gratuitous scenes of like intimacy, you know, and I feel like this film, that's the whole point in showing it. Like, look at, oh my god, you know, like you're being aware and seeing it and you couldn't be, or like, that comes back later and it blows up in the main character's face completely because it was recorded, and it's just like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, it's the only time where it feels necessary. The plot. You know.
리더는 진짜로 오대수를 사랑하게 된 걸까요?
Do y'all want to just talk about the main twist?
Sure, I'll talk about it. Let me also try and give like a kid friendly version.
Yeah.
So after Dae-soo spends 15 years in that prison, he's just one day just let go, and he wakes up, and he's like, I want to eat like real food, like something alive, and so he goes to this restaurant, and he meets this woman there who's like working, and she immediately shows like interest in him, right, and he ends up fainting, and she helps like help him like nurse him like back to health, and she has like this weird just interest in him, and then him being trapped for 15 years, he's like
He's repressed.
he's very repressed, and he tries to let himself on her, and she rejects him, and then but she also like is really weird in the way that she's like no, I'm not ready yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready.
It's not that she doesn't like him, it's just that she's not ready in the moment.
Yeah. And then
Even the main character is like, what the fuck? He's like little like.
he was like weird, like why is this girl being so like easy on me? And this whole movie, she helps him through this entire like journey, right? And you don't really know that much about her, and then
He saw her on TV, so it's what he.
yeah.
He only
That's right.
goes to his restaurant because he saw her on TV and she makes good fresh food.
Mhm.
And also the reason why he orders something alive because he wants to kill something. Because he's
Yeah.
like, I want to kill something because I get the taste for it, so I know what to do. And I kill
Yeah.
Does he even kill people? Like, does he even kill a guy in the film? I can't think of anything. He gets really close, but I don't think he actually kills someone, does he?
I don't think he does.
No.
Completely missed the point in the remake. Like,
Yeah.
From
he
here
kills a
on,
bunch of people.
spoiler warning. So if you don't want spoilers, tag out now.
Okay. So big reveal of what's happening. As Luke was saying, the antagonist reveals himself to be an old classmate of Dae-soo's. Who Dae-soo, when they were young, he accidentally saw this man having an inappropriate relationship with his sister, and that drives her to
Bye bye forever.
bye forever, and then
Low key with the help of him.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
will say.
of the brother.
and
He like
Yeah.
assisted bye bye forever to her.
yeah, and going to as Dae-soo is going through his journey trying to find this man and kill him.
But also find like why this happened. That was
Yeah.
the point of it. Like,
That-
he wants revenge for me.
Yeah, that was the main question. He ends up falling in love with Mito, this girl he meets from the restaurant, and eventually, like towards the end of the movie, it all comes to a climax, and Dae-soo ends up hugging, getting intimate with Mito, this girl he just met, and it's a really uncomfortable scene to watch, and then you see that there are photos being taken of them while they're in their hotel room, and then in this final confrontation, the antagonist reveals that he hypnotized him and he hypnotized this girl, and this girl actually ended up being Daesu's daughter. That's the big reveal. And then that's when Daesu's entire journey completely falls apart. And then that's when you realize that it was really this guy getting his revenge on Daesu. And then complete breakdown from there. What'd y'all think about that twist? Like,
I mean, it was crazy. It was not what I was expecting. I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting kind of watching these two female victims get caught in between this war between these two dudes, where you have, who's the protagonist?
Daesu.
Daesu, and who's the antagonist?
Lee Woo-jin.
Ryujin. And you have like Ryujin?
Lee Woo-jin.
Oh, Lee Woo-jin. You have Lee Woo-jin, who kind of like forced himself onto his sister. Like, that's kind of what happened, right? Like, he kind of took advantage of her, and then she ended up herself.
You bye forever.
She ended up bye-byeing forever.
Gotta bleep that out.
because
we want
of,
money, man.
because of his actions. And then because the protagonist was watching her getting like whatever.
Hugging.
Special
He watched her got hugged.
Getting forcefully hugged. That kind of starts this war between the two men. And then he was already a bad father. He was a drunk, the protagonist.
The intro was on the girl's birthday.
Yeah, on her birthday.
She was out getting drunk.
Yeah, and what happened to the protagonist was horrible, of course. I keep forgetting his name, I'm sorry. But...
Old Daesu.
Odesu. But yeah, just to watch him, like, come out of prison and then meet his girl, who he'd eventually find out his daughter, and then you kind of see him force himself upon her the same way the antagonist did. It's like I'm seeing like a lot of parallels here. And then at the end of the story, he doesn't tell her, and they end up getting back together again in the end.
It's the big question at the end is he finds the hypnotist and he's like, please, he writes down this whole, everything that happened, he writes it down. And she almost wasn't going to follow through on hypnotizing him, so he'd forget, so they can kind of live happily. But I love this because the whole part of the film is about like denying his fate, like he's being controlled by outside forces. But the one thing that kind of wasn't like set in some from his experience was in the intro when he gets out of the case. There's a guy who's about to
We're getting on the terms.
He's gonna end his life, right? And he says that quote to him. Even though I am no better than a beast, don't I too deserve to live, right? And he saves him. Of course, the guy ends up doing it anyway, right? He saves him and moves on, but that quote is what saves him in the end. You know that, like, you know. But we don't know at the end if it doesn't work or not, because she says like this may end up mess up your memories. It may not work. And we wouldn't know because he can't speak, right?
Because his tongue gone.
His tongue's gone.
One thing I would like to point out that I didn't notice my first watch was whenever she hypnotizes him, and she's like, "All right, you see a reflection of yourself. This is Daesu, the one who does not know the secret, and the other one is the you that knows the secret. But we'll call him the monster, right?" And he's like, "You see yourself walking away, and then as you step, you age by 1 year with each step until you eventually die." One thing about that hypnotism scene is it's not the reflection who walks away; it's the actual person. So like it's like almost he like threw away like a large part of himself almost. And the only thing that's left is just the reflection, which I thought was like insane, like symbolism.
Well, also you have to take into account that he was hypnotized to begin with.
Yeah.
So
Like before he got released, he was hypnotized. So he's already this like altered version of himself. Which, the thing that like I can't really wrap my head around, and if we're asking this like is it justified question, is like Mito.
Yeah, Mito.
Mito. She has no foot in this battle.
She's
Like
a victim.
she didn't ask for any of this. She didn't have any cards on the table, but she got wrapped into it. And it's like the antagonist and the sister both kind of knew exactly what they were doing, and they both kind of knew exactly the consequences. And it's like him being like first being imprisoned for 15 years, of course, is going to completely alter someone, and then being hypnotized. So he's already kind of walking around as this like
Vessel.
yeah, this empty person, and the question that keeps haunting him is like why? Who locked me up and why? And it's more the why is more important than the who, because we see that altercation between the antagonist and him, where the guy's like, I can myself right now, and like you'll still be haunted by the why. So
Bye bye
I
forever. Yeah.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
yeah.
Goodbye.
I could cease to exist right now, and you would still be wondering why. That's the important thing, and I think that is like the part that's like sickening to me. Is like all these, like he couldn't even
Silent
make his own
sacrifice.
decisions at that point. Like
누구냐 너? 옷은 마음에 들어요?
Well,
Yeah,
on
it's
that
an
note,
ultimate tragedy.
let's get into our review system because I think we're running out of time.
We have 13 minutes left. If
13
they want to make
minutes
45.
Do you want to talk about one more thing before that, or do we have time?
I would say let's get into wrapping it up.
We're only probably about like 35 minutes in because remember I started the recording and then I had to go like set those stuff up.
Yeah, we cut out that 45 minutes.
Yeah, I counted 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here.
Oh,
So
okay. Never mind.
30.
Yeah, we want to have like a 45-minute, not like an hour. If we get to an hour, then that's chill.
Okay.
But it's your episode, so we'll start with you on your review. Then we'll go to Nick. We'll go clockwise.
Okay. Yeah, I give this film a really sympathizing pat on the shoulder. Like you did a lot of messed up stuff. Good luck to you.
Nice.
I'm gonna give this one just a very firm handshake.
It's not a hug. That's a thumbs down.
I respect you, and it was nice meeting you, but I just let's not get too close to each other.
Can I go next just because I was going to also give it a firm handshake? That was exactly what I was thinking, and it's for the same reason. Like, it's like Requiem for a Dream for me.
Okay.
In the sense that, yeah, it's a good film, but I don't see myself revisiting it ever again, or if not, for a long while. Like, I'm satisfied with that viewing, and that's that. It's like a business transaction.
Okay.
Mason?
this to me is like when your mom makes you like hug a relative really quickly before you leave, like a family gathering. Like it's kind of forced upon you, and it's not necessarily something you'd want to do of your own volition, but it's also not something that's like going to ruin your day. And it's not something I'll think about on the car ride home, but like, you know, it was fine. In the moment, you know, at least someone appreciated it, probably the loved one, and I think there's definitely an audience for it. Maybe just not me.
This is kind of like, real story by the way, like the gas station you always frequent, there's always some sketchy types outside, maybe one scary looking homeless, but you always see him there. And he's never bothered you, but he always looks so rough around the edges. And you always wonder, like, oh, so what's up with him? And you talk to him a little bit, and they ask you, hey, can I have a hug? You know? And normally you'd be like, ew, no, you know? But this time you see him in the eyes, and you look at it, you're like, there's something there, you know? And you feel some kind of sympathy. And you think, you know, in a couple years, who knows, like, what could happen to me, you know? And all he needs is, like, a hug. So, what the heck? And yeah, it stinks. It's kind of weird. Makes you a little uncomfortable.
And then you get stabbed.
And you get stabbed or whatever. But, you know, they needed this, and you give a little bit.
Maybe deep down you needed it.
You needed it too. I needed it too. I start crying.
So Scott gives it a homeless man hug.
You know, they need it too.
An old boy hug.
Heck yeah. He's but a boy that is old.
I guess, do we want to spin right now and then we can just close out with just talking to each other for a little bit?
Yeah.
Mason, is it recording?
I gotta unlock and everything.
Okay, so as he's unlocking,
Let's go counterclockwise. What's your favorite color?
starting from who?
Mason.
He's busy.
I like the color of the sky blue.
Sky blue.
I'm also colorblind, so that's a difficult question for me.
That's really messed up, Scott.
I'm sorry. I fucked this up.
My next?
Yeah, counterclockwise.
Yellow.
Wait, Emily, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red? That's so mysterious.
I feel like we should talk about like our favorite scene from the movie real quick.
Yeah, we should.
I got the wheel up and ready.
Oh, we got the wheel.
So-
we got the wheel. We got the wheel.
Before we do our favorite colors. Okay, never mind.
Okay, here comes the wheel.
The film is just something that we can
I wanna hear the-
come back to.
I want to hear.
If we
the
go off the
cheers.
rails, we go off the rails.
Fair.
It's silent because it makes a noise.
And they cheer.
Luke again.
Me again.
Yeah.
Wow. I get to choose our third film.
Cha-cha real Luke again.
No, this one I've been thinking about. Mason introduced it to me. And I'm really excited because I've only seen it once and I want to rewatch it. Okja.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I've never seen
That's why I said the next one that I was going to bring up, you will like.
I
Bong
like
Joon-ho.
that movie.
We haven't seen it in a while, and I have been like, man, I want to watch it again.
Mhm.
So who's the director? Is it
Bong Joon-ho.
Joon-ho.
I didn't know
Mr.
that.
Parasite.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'd seen Okja before Parasite and didn't know that was him until after.
So that will be the next film. Okja.
It's on. I believe it's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a Netflix-made movie.
I think it is too.
So for episode 3, make sure you all watch Okja so that you can be in on the discussion for our third. So heck yeah, I'm so happy that I've gotten chosen twice.
So you all want to talk about favorite part of the film?
Got 9.
Sure. We got 9 minutes.
I mean,
yeah.
More than
or
a
do we want to talk? I mean, it might be beneficial for us to talk about each of our favorite movies, so that people kind of know
Yeah.
where we're coming from when we're ranking these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that does make sense. Too bad we're not going to do that.
Makes too much sense.
We can do that.
Lightning round quickly. Favorite film, favorite scene in this film.
Oh, I'm down with doing Mason's thing. But yeah, let's
We
do
can do
lightning round. Let's do whatever.
Do lightning.
Because last time you were like, we're talking about film the whole time. Can we joke around? I'm like, let's just joke around. But yeah, let's keep talking about movies.
Sorry.
I'll say my favorite part was probably that fight scene. He gets that knife in the back, and then for the rest of the film, he actually has like bandage on that back wound, which is a really nice touch because you only see it when he's shirtless, but you still get to see that.
Who goes next?
Clockwise. Always
Okay.
always clockwise.
Okay. Favorite part in the film.
That's counterclockwise.
Damn
but
it.
Keep going.
Okay.
No, keep going.
Roll
keep
go.
going.
Roll go. I think.
My favorite part is probably just like the entire sequence of him being in the prison, just like the slowly just going crazy, eating the same meal like every single day.
Oh, right.
And then him like
This is fire round. Fire round.
Yeah.
Nick.
A scene that pops in my head is probably going to be towards the end, where the reveal has just been revealed, and the protagonist is just on his knees begging, and you just see him just evolve into like the beast that was referenced at the beginning. That was just super cool to watch him perform that.
Mason.
I liked the sequence when he first gets hypnotized and he comes out of the suitcase on the roof.
That one
was
was
really
cool.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kevin Love was
Okay. Same thing that's amazing. I love all this.
cool.
I love all the surrealist stuff. I love the part with the bugs, makes the reveal, and also a lot of the stuff that happens in the torturing scene of with the
teeth.
pliers and the
Ugh.
teeth. Yeah, that was hard to watch, but it's super like suspenseful. I was like, oh my god.
My favorite part of the film, though, overall, is how they followed the rule of 180. Some people in this room can't do
that was really cool how they did that.
The shot that goes in between the chopsticks.
That was cool.
I love photography.
I was like,
Yeah. How much more time we got?
We have a lot.
5.
Does this make me think, sorry, real quick question. Do y'all think they gave him the third chopstick on purpose?
Yeah, because, well,
no, that makes sense.
it makes sense, but he was getting out in 15 years anyway.
I think that was another form of, like, torture, TBH.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to make him, like, exert himself doing that.
Maybe it was just to
Get a
show
goal.
how there was so little like stimulus in his environment that he's hyper focusing on every small thing that's like out of order.
Producer
Which is
Emily,
like-
you could talk.
Okay.
You can say we got 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Scott's talking. We can't interrupt.
I know. I don't want to
She's the
interrupt
producer.
his train
She's
of
producer
thought.
Emily. She can do what she wants.
Producer Emily can say whatever she wants whenever she wants.
Well,
She
I
can
wouldn't
yell
say
over
what.
everybody.
Do we think that was a real squid that he ate?
It was moving.
It looks-
Yeah, I would love to know. how they did
I mean,
that.
it looks really real.
Would you eat a live squid, Nick?
I know
No,
people do.
no.
So
I can't.
Probably not. I don't even know if I'd eat a dead one.
they're not bad. They get like real chewy.
Have you eaten a dead squid before?
Yeah,
Yes.
they have them at restaurants.
Have you ever had calamari?
I just couldn't
It's
stop thinking about
delicious.
like him unconscious and that thing still moving inside of him.
Yeah. He didn't kill it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. He didn't kill anything in this movie. Which is
Yeah,
crazy.
you're
He
right.
didn't kill it?
He didn't
Right.
kill it. It was still
Except his
moving.
honor.
I mean, it was twitching.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they still
And
move
his
after they're
spirit.
dead.
I don't know.
It's
He,
just
he,
like-
didn't he like bite the whole head off?
He was biting you. I don't think
I feel like he
In
did kill it.
freaking in the 2013 version, remember how in the
Elevator.
when he's in the elevator and there's more guys and then the elevator opens and like
They fall out.
he's beating up more guys.
Uh-huh.
In the 2013 version, there's a guy in there who comes out and he has like samurai swords, and then the elevator opens up and all these bloody guys just fall out, and and Josh Brolin like has the swords with him. He's all like bloody and stuff, and then he walks off like all badass.
That's kind of cool though.
Just for that, just for that scene alone, I think the 2013
No.
one. I think
It clears.
The
Yeah,
sword
it
is in a
clears.
guy. The sword is in a guy when it's open. It's like, oh, it's just a dude. Then he falls over, and Josh Brolin's built to be behind him. But it's like, oh, I guess he just kills everybody. Yeah.
Good, as he should.
Well, I feel like 2013 is also like the time when audiences really started changing their opinions on like action films and like wanted their heroes to be more badass and stuff. So like I could see why he would make that decision.
Yeah,
Do
what
I think it was
else?
the right one? Maybe not.
What else was coming out in 2013? I'm trying to like contextualize.
Guardians of the Galaxy, like all the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
Marvel was
franchise
at like its
award.
peak there.
All the
yeah.
book to movie franchises.
Oh really? Oh yeah, they were. Yeah.
2013 NBA draft.
Something fun that happened.
No, Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
No way.
Prisoners came out.
Prisoners
Oh,
is good.
That has a lot of beat up.
Movie 43 came out.
Great Gatsby.
The Gatsby adaptation.
Identity Thief.
2013
12
got a
Years
lot
a
of bangers.
Slave. Dallas Buyers Club.
Welcome back to Group Hug. We only watch movies that came out in 2013.
2013 is a loaded year.
When did Okja come out? 2013.
Yeah. Okja probably came out like 20.
Oh yeah, I love how like behind the scenes for this film, it was filmed very like in the same like lot and the same like time period of them at Bong Joon-ho's Memories of Murder. There's a lot of like behind the scenes footage and photos of those two like casts interacting and stuff. That movie's amazing. It's
Yeah.
awesome. We should watch that.
Memories of
We should
Murder.
watch that.
Yeah, if it
Memories of
lands
Murder.
on, if the spinner lands on you, man.
Yeah.
They'll probably just never make it to the
They're never gonna
couch.
make it to me.
Yeah.
I lost my phone.
Nick's got to leave this evening. He's got to go to ACL. That's okay. I'm not doxing you because this is gonna come out in like maybe a week, so you'll already be back by then.
Okay, good. I'm good attack.
Yeah.
Let's just count down until the podcast is over.
Have y'all seen it? Have y'all seen Okja?
I have not seen
No.
Okja.
Oh,
No.
I've been meaning to though.
It's good. I'm excited.
I know what I'm doing next. Sorry, go on.
Cool. Good for you, man. But nobody said how their week went earlier. It was just like good. Didn't go into anything exciting happened.
You
anything
know it's
at
been
work.
fine. We've been like hanging out every other like day.
Yeah, but the audience hasn't been with us, have
We've
they?
literally been
kinda-
holding hands all the time, Luke.
I've been kind of battling some stomach issues for my week, so.
Are you winning?
So,
Are you winning?
He's
Am I
alive.
winning?
He's
Are you
alive.
winning?
Are you winning?
Oh yeah, I think it's on them. On
Okay, so he's on the mend. My friend in New York has COVID. Sorry, Noe. He's gonna support the show, so you're probably watching this episode. Get better? I don't know. Drink tea.
Skill issue.
At the gym on Monday, this guy who's on TRT, I won't even say his name, but he asked me if I was running anything. And I was like, no. Running anything meaning, am I on steroids?
Oh.
I took it as a compliment, obviously. And do I think about taking steroids? Maybe 3 times a week? Yeah, I do.
Every morning when I wake, open my eyes.
What do you guys think about the Roman Empire? But I guess we're signing out. Group Hug episode 2. Thank you for joining us. You ready for episode 3? And this is the part where we hug.
Oh.
Quick, Emily, can you zoom out that lens?
Pull up the GoPro.
Did your Sony survive?
No, it's died.
Oh,
Dead.
I don't know
So
how.
sad.
It's dead.
How long?
that's a.
Ouch. I
That's
messed
it.
with
Whoa.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, that's good enough.
Did I mess up the focus?
Did you get a drone just for the hug shot?
Emily, you have to come in for this too. You're a part of this.
Just gonna be my back.
Yay! This is episode 2. So everybody, 3, 2, 1.
Group hug! Stop.